Good morning, everybody. Hope voice works. Yeah. So we are looking for longs today. I'm not gonna start shorting again. We just made all-time high, so it's very normal that we will go up. So if you're new to trading all-time high, we just took out everything, so there is no liquidity left on the upside. That means that the market has room to go as high as it wants to go. Let's take a look if we have news today. Okay, Trump already posted 6 hours ago. Hope this guy does not start posting again. We had news at 8, so that's already done. So I want to see the market come back to this area, and then we will start longing from it to the highs again. So we'll be patient for this test. This was the move up, test off of it, and then a continuation. We are trading into an hourly for value gap. If we breach through it completely, that means that we probably go to Asia low. So this is my first idea that we have. So we can come back to this 7-8 level to long to go back to Asia high. Let's take a look how many points that is. It was a 26-point stop, so my stop will be under this wick. That's a 2.7, definitely a decent trade. If we go to that 26,500 round number, that's a 3.4 hard trade. So it's 27-point stop. This is the first try we'll do. Stops as wicks low. So what did the market do? We made actually here the first break of structure. So we didn't retest the whole move from this area. There is a possibility that we go through it and that we actually go to this area too. But that will only happen once we breach this low. The market is tending to go up. I've been doing this 2 days now, so I'm not going to repeat the process. I watched my journal this evening, or yesterday evening, and I saw a repeated process that was not correctly. So, adjusting. So when I hit this order, this will be a limit order to long off of it. If we do not come to that area, I will not take a long. I will just be patient. So it's on the screen. First TP will be this high. So this is TP1. Will be 26,480. Make it 79. And I will take first TP here. Second TP will be unlimited. Will be an open TP. That means that the market could rally, even go much higher. There's no prediction where the market could end up today. So if we take this last move up and we just take our flip tool, we see that we actually hit into that 62.78 level. So we should come to this area. We have a few fair value gaps laying over each other, but there is a possibility that we actually tap this and continue downwards. and then continue from here back to the upside. So that's my trade for today. I will set my limit orders in now and see what happens. So if you want to join, so this is just simple logic. Logic behind it is we made a break of structure right here on 15-minute based. That would be the retest. On a 4-hour based, this is not a retest, of course. This was the break of structure. So, like I said, there is a possibility that we come back to 26,002 to sweep some liquidity and take this area then for a long. So everything's on the screen. Now I'll get on my drink for a minute. If you have any questions, just ask in chat. I am here to respond, and then I'll go over the crypto market for a minute. But first, I'm going to get myself another cocoa. I'll be right here. Morning T shape of T sharp. Hope everybody is doing well today. $26,460. On the 50-minute base, we did have a shift, so the market shows that it has a bit of strength to go down. There is a possibility that we will stay here until open, so we have another 40 minutes till open, and then we sweep the high, move a little bit down to take some liquidity for people that are still longing, and then continue to move up. If it starts rallying without us, we will try and be patient until we see another drop for another entry. So just take a copy of this. This will be my trade. Now, the markets. In the meantime, I'll go over them. Gold is looking to go back. Where's gold at this point? So we made an infinite candle, break of structure. Let's take a weekly. So we made a break of structure upside, infinite candle. We hit back to a 62 level of the monthly. So good of the reaction. Here we want to see how gold reacts right now. So gold is now acting into 60 to 78 level. Once we hit that one, we continue moving up. At this point, there is a possibility at this area that gold moves a little bit lower, back to that 7-8 level. That would be a good entry. Actually, that would be a perfect entry. I don't believe gold will go much lower to 3,500. I don't see it happen right now. This area around 4,000 can definitely get hit one more time. If it's not and it keeps rallying, we will start moving up very fast from here. Silver is at the same level. So we made a break of structure. This was actually a full retest that we had. So if we see, this was the last move. We came back to that 7-8 level again. So clean entry, move up. So we are continuing upwards right now. And now we want to see how do we act again on the outside. So we should be moving up. So we are slowly moving back to that one area. We will see if we get to that, how we move. Once we go up, silver goes at least to $74. We're already at 80. We want to see how we act on that 7-8 level once we get there. And daily form, that looks like, yeah, still okay. Let the market move up. If you want to have a nice entry and want to long off of it, that this daily for value gap would be a nice entry point to continue that long. So we made the break, continuation. So break of changing character right here, retest, break of structure, continuation. So we should retest one of the days, this area. That would be around the same, stops at the low, and then continue longing. So if I want a long silver right now, I would enter it this. And be patient for this entry to come, $67.6, and you would have a stop off. That's a big stop for so gold at loan, of course. If you trade dailies, that's doable. If you're not trading dailies, just go zoom a little bit in. You will find a better entry on a lower for value gap. Probably this one. What happened then at $74 would be a better entry. Let's go over crypto at the moment. Let's take a look at Nasdaq where it is before continuing. Back at the highs right now. So we'll be patient, Gabe. Bitcoin dominance. So we need to see Bitcoin drop below this to see an alt season again. We never reached it. Came very close and now we start rallying back off of it. So what is the market doing on Bitcoin? Is just ranging right here. It has a high and a low and it just goes sideways. So once we move out of this rectangle, we will have a clear direction again. So why Bitcoin dominance? Because this is the movement of the full market. It was still on the screen, even though in the weekly, even we can see it. It was still ranging. So just be patient until we get out of this. This looks like it wants to go up higher. So the dominance goes up. That means that the rest of the crypto market will have less volume getting poured into it. Let's take a look at USDT dominance. Yeah. So it's still on scheme, so it still looks great. We took buy side liquidity, we got a rejection off of it. I wanted to see at least get back to that 62 level and then continue up to the highs. So then Bitcoin will drop one more time. This will probably be the last time that we get to that area. That will be in less than 2 months that we should get to that area. If we keep dropping from here, that means that we will not go back up. So once we get below 5%, we will not go back up. So we are headed for this monthly per value gap. Then I want to see how do we act off of it. Do we get a fast reaction back to the upside? That means that we definitely will go to that high again one more time. I actually want to see us take out both highs. Then USDT would be on 10%. That means that a lot of volume gets into crypto, but it's actually very normal. Otherwise, I'm not gonna go over too many cryptos. They're not up that much yet. Most of them are still slowly moving. I'm still in an ETH trade right now. But this has been on the screen for a while. So again, lucky area to buy between 2000 and 1800. You're still cheap at this area. That's not because it's $300 less cheap. That is not a good area still to buy. Once we get from here to all-time high, that's still 2R. At least 110% for just holding. So we will take out the highs sooner or later. There is a possibility though that we do go one more time down. I am not saying that we will, but there is a possibility that we go one more time down. If we do, we go all the way back to 1300. That's the last area that I see us get. Alvox took out every low, so every liquidity downwards is done. They had a sweep, we came back. So if we start moving up, this will rally very fast. This will go at least to $13. That's 37 or $15. Sold the same, almost at the lows. Once we see this hanging around, these are weeks, people. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11 weeks of sideways movement. There's a lot of volume going in and out but the market is undecided. Does it move a little bit low? If it does move lower, we go to $50. If it doesn't, and we had the bottom right here, it would actually be very normal. After a lag up, a sweep came back down, and now we actually took everything. So it would be very normal that we start moving sideways and continuing up from here. XRP perfect buy opportunity will be between $1 and 60 cents. Yeah, if you know what XRP does, it always does the same. So it's rise very fast up, it gets sold off again, and then it goes sideways for a year and a half, 2 years. So again, we rallied very fast up, we got sold off, we go sideways for about a year now, and then it starts rallying again. Same for XLM. This does exactly the same a week later than XRP. So if you see XRP move, just buy XLM. It does a week after it, or 3 or 4 days after it, actually. So for anybody that's actually do retests of markets, this is actually a full example of this. Look at this, how clear this was. We had a change in character right here. We had a break of structure move to the upside. Again, a break of structure. This was the first move, full move. We never came back to that, to this left, to halfway. So we can move it all the way up. And we are now heading at the bottoms. So this will be the last part that the market will go down. If it does not, and we break 49 cents, this is overside, so it will never come back up. If we break 46 cents, it's done for sale. Dodge is the same, back on its lows. BNB is looking very promising. This is one that I definitely want to be buying right now. That's the only coin that I actually would buy, because it holds actually on the bear market the best one. Even in comparison to Bitcoin, it holds even better. Okay, that's about it for crypto. Let's go back to Nasdaq and see where we're at. So a bit of sideways. Like I said, will be a patient game. So if you have any proposal that you want me to go over the market, let me know. I'll go over it, see what I can see directly. For now, let's be patient. I prefer that everybody would take longs today at least. That's the most logical that we will do. Let's go up. All-time high trading is actually very easy. You just have to take a long for every retest that you make into a 50 or 78 level. Excuse me for that. Just long off of it. It's the easiest way. And don't overthink it. Just do it. If you get stopped, try it at the next liquidity pool again to the upside. It's quiet in the chat today. We have happy to have you all here. I always appreciate it for everybody being here. If you give a thumbs up, it helps the channel and the algorithm to find people like you if you are a trader. It's not easy these days to grow a nice. Price on oil. Let me take a look at oil. Yeah, I've been over this one last week. If you saw me last week, I said the market would go down again. So if we take this, look, what we would actually just took. That was actually a very clean move. So this was the last move that we did. So you can see on a monthly base, what did we do? We had a clean sweep of liquidity. So we got a retest back to that lower part. This area was already on it. So this was actually my area that I said would be a nice monthly lookout to start buying. We tapped it 1, 2, 3 times actually, and then it started moving very fast. So what did we do right here? Is it related to news? I am not so sure. Do people feel that way? Yeah. I am not the one that says news does not move the market. It definitely does. But I'm not the one that says that the market was not predicted before the hand too. So we are now moving up. So I want to see if this is the last move. I wanted to see it hit that 50 level. We just did. Now here we want to see how we act. If this next few days we get a sharp move back up, here we could have daily for value gap. So today will probably be an update at least to this area. So at least between 63, 93, $97. We will move up. The reason why is we actually take that back on the screen. We hit this. Let me take this one off for a second. Okay. To keep it clean. We actually hit our 50 level. So fair value of price is this. Very fast. So we moved up. This was a way too fast of a spike. We came back into it. We didn't sweep the high. And then we got a reaction back down. Where do we get to? That's fair value of price, first of all. And this area right here is the most important. So this would be actually my entry part that I would take. I would take a long, put my stop under it, under this liquidity, a long off of it. And then I want to see how far can we get. So once we have a shift now in structure, let me go to an hourly. If you have a shift, so this was the sweep. Here we took buy side liquidity again. We had a shift in structure right here. We didn't take it fully, so we are now chopping around. Yeah, I would recommend if you trade this, if you trade longs from here, once we reach this high, we take out this high, you are good to long off of it. Now we're actually chopping, so this will be a bit of a confusing area for people to trade off, but I still will long just because of the reaction of that 50 level. Where would I put my stop? It's under this last liquidity sweep that we had. So we came back, we tapped again, we moved further up. So you can actually long this right now. If you long it, I would do it like this. Stop under the previous liquidity sweep, that would be that wick that we had. Long it to the highs, at least to this area. And if we can get to $95, that would be a great area to start taking a huge amount of profits. On longer term version, yeah, I do believe that oil will go up a little bit more. Once we hit definitely this area again, we probably move down then to that 72 level again. So I believe definitely that we're not done with the down movement too. So I want to see it actually hit this area. That would be great. We have a huge gap right here. This will get filled by oil, definitely. So we had a huge gap down, it got filled. If you have a huge gap up, it got filled afterwards. So they always get filled up. Once this week closes and we close below 83, $84, we are going back to 70. And this would be a huge opportunity to start buying as a retest to continue to the highs. So this would be my idea that oil will do. If that helped. So we're just taking Asia high already. Sadly, no tap yet. So and we got 10 minutes till open. We will see what open this. Does it immediately continue? We will have to jump in then to continue put our stop down under this wick. I did expect us at least to come back to this for value gap. We didn't even touch it. And we didn't even come back to fair value of price either. So fair value of price, you can just call it a 50 level. The reason why that is, the market is like a business. So if you have a business and you buy a product cheap, you can sell it for more. This is why we use fair value of price under the fair value of the price, where you can buy it cheap. You want to sell it just above it. I use this system actually month after month, week after week. You can actually see this everywhere. Doesn't matter how you go, to just zoom out. Even Bitcoin does it. So if you take the first leg up, so this was a break, and you call this as the first move, look at it. It's just done exactly that move. So whether it came the first time, once we started rallying down, we came to fair value of price, 62 level, we moved back up, we swept the high, we got rejected, and we moved again to where? 7-8 level. What did we do? We swept. So I started buying last time around this area. I didn't believe that we would go even to 16,000. So these are months, so this took a while before we got back up, and then we started rallying off. So if you call this now the break of structure that we had, we just did the same thing again. This was a low, that's the high. So this is why I'm being patient till we get to that 7-8 level. If we do get that, we will have that before August. So this is what I'm aiming for. I have buying spots on that area. I have a buying spot at 60K. I got one at 50K. I don't have 48,000. I got 50,000. So just above it, because if we do tap this, this will not stay a long time around this area. Same for silver. We done the same. So we done break of structure. We took this move, and I was aiming that we could back to 7-8 level. We did the same. That's just simple context of how the market moves. So we got a sweep, we got a reaction off of it now. So being patient. If we now come back down, that would be a great area to long off of it. So traders just have to be okay by doing nothing. So just be patient. The market will always make a retest. Once it does, We have the best location actually. That's the same like Bitcoin did. So people sometimes ask us why. Remove the drawings for a second. So once Bitcoin started moving, actually in this area, and we started rallying very fast, people were, oh my god, I missed the move because it came from 15 to around 60,000, and they thought they missed the move, but actually they didn't because this is early moving, so this is being prepared when the market moved down again. But this is actually a retest of that move. And once we get to that area, again, people always ask us from, then people are scared to actually enter the market again. I don't know why, because this is the move, this is just a retest, that's a continuation play. So the market should now continue back to 98,000 maximum and then go back down to this level and then continue up. I'll even leave this on the screen, we will see if it happens. This is what I want to see the market do. But this can take months, people, so it's normal that it takes a bit of time to do this. It's a 4-year cycle, so it takes a while. And Bitcoin just repeats this process over and over again. This was 17, so we came to 19,000. People were, whoa, Bitcoin at 19,000. People were at 125,000, and people were like, I'm too late. You're never too late. Bitcoin will go way higher. My prediction is by 2030 we get above 1 million. That's about 4 years from now. Let's see if I'm correct. If this is correct, I'm gonna be bragging about that one. No, I've been saying this actually for a very long time. I don't brag. That's not my style. I just want to learn people and educate people in how they should trade the market. Happy to help. I appreciate it if you guys will give me a thumbs up too. It's a very easy thing for you guys to do, and it helps the channel hugely. Last year I traded fully live on my channel, so anybody that wants to see me trade live, go rewatch my replays. They're still online on this channel, so you can actually watch them. If you want to learn how this moves, go watch my Series 1. It's just the same. Everything is explained, how to do this, how to move, how it does. If you want to join the Discord, that's paid. Now I only trade Mondays live, and Thursdays I do normally just crypto, so I don't always trade live on Thursdays here. But Monday morning I always trade live, same time, 8 o'clock Belgium time until 10. Until 11. Sorry, 9 o'clock Belgium time until 11. So if you are in London, that's from 8 to 10. So we got 10 minutes still open. If you are a trader, make sure that you get off the. If you're an intraday trader, make sure that you get off the screens in less than 2 hours. Your brain gets foggy after that. If you sit more than 2 hours watching charts, you definitely get foggy. That means that you are less, getting less accurate, making guesses instead of seeing the market, what it should be doing, and just get off the screen for like 10, 15 minutes at least. Take a walk or jump around to do some body exercises that your mind gets shifted. And then you can come back afterwards if you still want to learn something. I do not recommend any of my students to do that. I recommend actually 2 hours of screen time and done for that day. Unless you have another business, that's something else, of course. If you want to have the blueprint of this, it's also in my Get Funded guide. So I have a guide that you can actually download. That one is for free. The system is fully in it, actually. How I trade. So you can see again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15 minute, and we're just chopping here. We didn't even have a fair value gap created. We did sweep the high, we got rejected, so it's normal that the market's tending to go down now. But if we watch the 5 minutes, what did we do? We actually made a changing character. We came back up, we swept the high, and we make again a move down. We're now trading in this downwards fair value gap. As long as we do not take out this low, the market is still moving up. Once we take out that low with a full candle closed body, no wick, a candle closed body, we're moving down. But we got 7 minutes still open. If London needs that liquidity, it will take it one more time. And if you want to trade all-time highs and you want to know where to take TP, it's very easy. Not a lot of people know this, but it's actually very easy. If you trade all-time high, TPs, this is how I always take them. Round numbers. Minus 10 points. What do I mean by that? Is actually, so say that the market moves up, I would go to 26,500, I would take it, and I would say minus 10 points, that would make it 26,900, 490. This is where I would take my TP then. Or we can go to that 50 level. So 24,050 would also be a round number, and I would take 10 points below it or 10 points above it. It depends on where the market is headed, of course. All-time high is always up, so the next time would be 25,050. I would be here, minus 10 points. I would be 26,540. This is how I would trade it. So this would be a TP. This would have been a TP. Oh, we missed it actually by a few points here. So this is how I see you can trade the markets once we get to all-time high. And this is actually very accurate if you watch back into the charts. Just go to weeklies, like you can see the highs, where it hit. So this was the first high that we took, and we had it on 26,399. This high was 26,265, so 50 level, 10 points above it. Again, almost a high. What did we take? 4 points below. So this is 26,350, 49. So 10 points below it. So always 10 points below that 50 or 100 level, and you'll be good. You have 80% chance of taking a profit once you get to that level. So we just hit fair value of price. We took that low, so we'll probably go lower now. If you now watch that hourly, it looks a bit different. We're almost at fair value of price. We did tap an hourly for value gap right now. I do want to have it a little bit lower to have a good entry. And one of the rules that you also have to take for yourself is make sure if you take a trade that you have at least a clean 2R to take a trade from. Anything less than that is not really very appropriate to take. Yeah, if this doesn't work, I will do the same. at this level one more time. I am not willing to short the market today. So that I hit perfectly, fair value of price. And then you see, no, most of the times, if the market doesn't have it easy, it will have a very strong reaction back to the upside off of it. If you don't have a 15-minute for value gap, so we have a 15-minute small for value gap right here that we can trade off. If you don't have one, just zoom in to the 5-minute or 3-minute and take a for value gap of one of those two. Make sure that they are between the 60 and 78 level, and you'll be good. So 2 minutes still open. Let's see what open does. If we get a small push further down to this area to continue, or does the market wants to take some more liquidity? Okay, so what additional, I would suggest that you take this. It's actually free on my YouTube channel, so just go watch that one. If you watch this, you'll actually have everything you need to know in trading. You don't need much more than that. I made it very easy that you actually can just follow those steps, watch them multiple times. If you don't understand everything, send me a message. I'll explain it, or send me an email. I'll explain it again. I'll give you some extra details then. So basically, what did you need to know if you want to learn how to trade continuation plays or actually retest plays and continuations afterwards? It's actually just a few things. One thing that you need to know is a higher time frame rules. So that means a 4-hour time frame or a 1-hour time frame you trade from, and you have a 15 minutes that you use as your base. So an hourly is a direction of the movement. So let me do it like this. So say this is an hourly candle movement. On the 15-minute level, we'll go on 15 minutes will go like this. So what we want to be doing is actually just put your Fibonacci on that hourly. I want to be seeing, look, that actually came perfectly. That's 62. I didn't expect that. I want to happen even. And then you want to see where do we have for value gaps on a 15-minute based on this reaction move. Then just take that entry off based on this area. Inside, find a 15 minutes or a 5 minutes or a 3 minute for value gap. Take that entry, stops at the lows, and then target at least this high. If the market continues to the same direction, it should make a new break of structure. So this we call just a BOS, a break of structure upside. So if the market continues, it should at least take to that level. So this would be your TP1. Do never take, this should be your TP1. And next, take profit should be somewhere higher. That will depend on if you have charting left. Now we're trading all-time high, so this would be every round number that you come up past to, you can actually move. Once we make a new break of structure, you will have, once the candle starts moving down, again the same areas. Once we make a break of structure, you can put your stop to your entry because the market should not come back to that area if it wants to continue. So it should come one more time lower than and then continue again to the same direction. We're trading continuation payments, so we should constantly see the same on the hourly. And on a 15-minute base, you will have another per value gap created out of it. So if you miss the first move, just be patient for the retest to come, and then we join again. So we have open, the market moved a bit up. Let's see what it brings. Come Mondays on my channel if you want to. I'll help explain. If you have any questions, just ask. That's why I'm doing this. So here we have a reaction on that fair value of price. We should move a bit lower, at least. You can come all the way down to that 7-8 level. So just be okay with it that the market moves a bit lower and you are triggered in a trade. Let your stop always do its thing if it's needed. We are targeted highs. So don't move your stop ever. Unless you make a new break of structure to the upsides, then you can move your stop up. Otherwise, just leave it where it is. We are trading with the trend. The trend is definitely up. Does not mean that we cannot move a bit more down, but if you're trading all-time highs, we always trade upwards. So I just got almost triggered in. That's my trigger. So we'll see what the market wants to do. If it wants to take out everything, it will just keep flushing fast. Otherwise, it will start moving up from here. So it can come all the way. There is still a fair value gap right here. So we can trade this fair value gap still. From here on, we should start moving slowly back up. We can come one more time to that 26.30 level. That's the one that we hit and then continue. If that doesn't happen and we actually break that low, that means that the market shifted fully and made actually a changing character to the downside. Now we probably will go all the way back to Asia low. Happy to help. I'll go get myself a drink in the meantime. I'm online for another 40 minutes. So if you have any questions, it's a good time to ask. So here we should have seen the market start moving back up. If it doesn't happen, we will get taken out in a few minutes. So we've got 4 minutes. The last 4 minutes, we do need to push the market back up right now. So you can see we came actually fully down to the last part actually. And that was at 7-8 level. So if you took this full move, that was the move. But we came perfectly to this level. It doesn't always happen. So that's why I take that 62 level and I'm okay with a bit of wider stop because we don't always come back to that 7-8 level. But if we do tap that, we actually have the perfect option for entry. If you ever start trading, make sure that you just do one type of trading. Don't use orb and continuation payments. Use one type of it because it's not easy to do multiple things through each other. I'll explain. If you have three kind of ways of entries, you will never know which one to take. So you only have one setup. So that means one plan and follow it. Do it at least 100 trades. Journal them and look at the outcome. Do not look at the outcome before the full 100 trades are done. You're not trading the first time that you make a plan for making money. You're actually trading your plan and making sure that you can follow to that, to the T for that plan. Once you get to those 100 trades and you make it above it, and you can see that you're profitable after 100 trades, you can use it perfectly. You can keep using it. But please stick to one plan. Do not go watch 5 groups that trade 5 different types of trading, because it will not happen. It will not work too. It's not how trading works. Trading works very simple. One structured plan. Keep doing it until you master it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And this is what people don't want to be doing. In the next minute, I do want to see this market move back up. Just make sure that you have a few rules to yourself that you always can repeat them. So now we're taking out everything, and this looks very strong and not great at all. So now we're taking out the second time. We should move up in the next 20 seconds. Should come back at least to this high, to our entry somewhere. That's the close of this 15-minute candle, so I don't want to see it all the way down here. Once we get back to this 15-minute for value gap, stops go to break even for me. Just because of the strength of this candle. It's a very strong. Normally, if we see the continuation play, we actually see more of this kind of movement and then a rejection off of it. But it's trading and everything can happen, so just be okay with it. As long as Trump doesn't tweet anything. Because yesterday I got stopped by a minute wick candle twice. Insane if this guy speaks. And try to eat healthy too when you're trading. If you do an extra job, that's perfectly fine. You're not trading for money. So the first thing that you need to know is try not to trade for money. Try to trade for learning the skill so that you can make a habit out of it. And a good book to read if you are a trader is The Best Loser Wins. That's a very good book to read. But you know that trading is very much a probability game. Yeah, he has already took it out, so we'll probably follow. If you want to learn to trade, ES is actually cleaner to trade than Nasdaq. Nasdaq just has huge spikes, ups and downs. ES does not have those kind of movements. So for starters, I do recommend to trade ES instead of Nasdaq. So Knuckles, Nasdaq, oh yes, just showed us that the market went further down. But I'm moving anything. I'm still keeping me to my plan. I can take a 2 hour loss in a day. Perfectly fine. I do want to see it go back up in the next 7 minutes. Otherwise, this will be our stop in the next 15 minutes. This was now made out of an hourly. So we made a break. We had a retest of this. So this was fully functioned on an hourly candle. If you do this on a 4 hourly candle, this would not be correct. So this would have been the full move. And here you have the come back down. So we could get all the way back to this area. So once we break our low and we see that we have a retest to the upside, we could take a short all the way to here because we had a change in character. So we had actually a change in structure of the market's movement. Because here the market was constantly moving upwards. Nothing's changed unless we have a huge candle forming in a down direction. Otherwise, it's still moving in the same direction. I gotta get my charger. My phone is out. Oh, maybe it is. No. Yeah, if you want to listen to it, I'll share it. Wait, I have it on my channel, but it's in the background. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to share it on YouTube actually. So don't share it to anybody. You can what? It's not only I can see it actually. I do can share you the content if you want to. So I'm gonna take a look if I find it. Shorts, live tradings. Yeah. So keep it safe of this one. This is a playlist that's actually not openly published for everybody, but here I share my. If I record them, I put them in there. anytime. This is also one that you should watch. That's how market structures move. So this looks like it will take us out the next 3 minutes. Now we have the down movement that I wanted to see whole week. Yeah, it should have moved up already. So the next seconds, I do want to see us move further back up. We didn't tap any for value gaps yet, so we're just hanging around here. So let's see in the next minutes what we do. So I do want to see, normally the market, before we take out a low, it should come back at least to this area. To take our last liquidity, come back, and then drop further down. That's why the market moves in waves. Yeah, I know, Arjun. I've seen it. But he has took the low. So probably Nasdaq will do too. Nonetheless, I'm in this, so I cannot take it out. I will not stop my trade because just yes took the lows already. Look how much yes took. So yes, it's probably one thing to go back for this structure. So this was the last structure's move. We'll probably go back to fair value of price around 77,044 if this keeps moving. Same for Nasdaq. If Nasdaq does this, we will go back at least to 26,200. But I'll be patient for a retest somewhere on the hip here to then take a short again. Was not a fan of shorting today, especially not after taking all-time high. I do got a meeting at 11, so I got about 15 minutes left for everybody, and I'll get offline. This will probably be our stop. I do hope that we get to that 50 level back up at least. But because of yes, it's move. It's not looking that great. Nonetheless, remember to have fun also when you're trading. And remember to write down your goal while you're trading. So you're trading because you want to learn a skill to make yourself have freedom. So remember to put that on your screen that you can read it every day. because once you sit behind those charts too many times after road, you would not remember what you're actually doing it for. So for anybody who didn't hear it yet, the reason why my stop is here because we need to take out that low to make a full change in character, to make say the market wants to go further down. That's why my stop is at this level. But most of the times we should have already had a bit of a reaction at this area to move further back up. We still got 26 minutes in this hourly, so we will see what happens. If it doesn't move in the next 10 minutes, we will get stopped. If it does, and we go back up, it could go back up all the way to at least 26,470. Believe me, there are a lot of people pushing the market up right now, especially at all-time high. So we've got about 5 more minutes left, guys. I do need to get off my screen time. Otherwise, it will not be a good day for me. Okay, that's -1. That will be a -1. Oh, yeah. I'll share my P&L in a minute. So I just got stopped. I'll share my P&L for a second. That's my P&L for today. Okay, that will be the only trade that I will take live with you guys all. I do need to get off right now. Was happy to be here with all of you. If you are trading still, take it easy, even if you took a loss. Just be okay with it. Just be patient. The market will do the same over and over again. Wish you all a very great trading session for the rest of the week, and I'll see you all back on Mondays.